So Complex put out a list of the funniest people on the internet, right?
And I ain't even make it, dog. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, you ain't stand a chance when I look at who's on the bottom of this list.
I stood a chance.
Nah, bro, you was out of here.
I stood a chance.
I'm looking at.
I'm funnier than what you call it. What's this nigga name? The number 8. This
Desi Banks.
Desi Banks.
You're not funnier than Desi.
I'm funnier than Desi Banks.
You're not funnier than Desi Banks.
Oh, it's misogyny.
I get that you might think that you're not funnier than
I'm
Desi
funnier
Banks.
than Desi Banks. I don't do no skits, and you see that now I gotta do skits because y'all motherfuckers think I'm.
He also does tours and stand up. The man is touring with Martin.
Just because he's touring, because I don't do this for the money. Okay, I do this for y'all. Okay.
I would have put you at 8.
You feel me?
He funny, but I think
Reggie hating.
You're sick. You're sick.
hater.
I ain't gonna do that to Desi. Desi put in work. To me, this list don't make sense.
Now you got this nigga thinking like, damn man, I should be on that list too. He think he funnier than this. Look. You can look at his face. He think he funnier than.
I'll say this, man.
He think he funnier than.
Give it 2 years, and I'll put money that I'll be on a list. I don't know if it's Complex, but we'll see. But looking at this list is weird to me for a lot of reasons. One, some of the people that are on here aren't even comedians, right? Like they got Cameron and Mace on here, or they got Caleb Presley on here who does the interviews. Like there's so many random people that are on here that to me I'm like I don't get what they got. Gilly and Wallow on the list.
Gilly kind of funny though. Gilly's funny as hell.
Gilly has his moments, but putting Gilly and Wallow on a list with like 85 South and like Drewski, you know what I'm saying? It's such a weird,
because they're not pure comedians. That's what
these are like you got people who do stand up for a living placed under people who don't.
I mean, you can still be funny though without.
No, I get that, but to me it's weird to have like Funny Marco.
Right.
He does interviews. To me, Funny Marco, putting him above somebody who does like stand up and skits and like that's a weird thing to do.
Is that why you think Desi is funnier than me because he's touring?
No, I think
that because he's touring it don't make him funnier than me.
No. I just think that Desi is an actual like comedic writer, producer, like a stand up comedian.
Oh, his scripts.
I think his scripts to me better than him actually being funny. I mean he is funny, but I was gonna say because
for the most part he has
his stand-ups to me don't really be like his.
I've never seen him do stand up.
I feel like he's a funny person. His jokes ain't good, but he's just a funny person. And like sometimes to me, if your joke is like what's going on in your environment.
Well, question: have you seen him do stand up?
I've seen a couple of his stand up, not live, but I've seen a couple of stand up. It's like kind of.
I've seen clips of
you know what I mean, like,
and the clips are supposed to be the highlights.
Some of these people, I don't even know who they are. Like New York Nay, I was like, who
I know her. She be on TikTok. She be like, motherfuckers in New York. I'm tired of y'all motherfuckers. Da, 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 da. She be talking about New York shit. She's a New York.
I'm surprised Cardi B ain't on that list or something.
This list is so random. And for me, like, because I was like, okay, what are they using to like calculate this? Because I was like, okay, are they using impressions? Are they using like reach? Are they using? Because I was like, okay, Drewski being number one, I can see that if we're talking numbers, right? We're talking impressions, we're talking about likes, shares, all of that. But Kai Cenat at 14, I was like, okay, clearly we're not talking numbers. So I was like, then what else are we talking? I was like, okay, maybe we're talking about actual, like, you know, funny comedic chops or whatever. So then I look at the list and I'm like, okay, who they got as like, you know, top 5 and all of that. And then I'm looking and they got 85 South as a group listed below, like 85 South as a group listed below Desi Banks, listed below Drewski, listed below. And I was like, what do we, whoa, hold on.
Yeah. And that's got to be like
because Carlos Miller by himself is funnier than the entire list,
right?
If we're doing actual comedy,
right?
So what are we talking about? And then I was like, okay, maybe they're only talking about skits, but then some of these people don't do any skits, and I was like, okay, they're not talking about stand up, they're not talking about skits, they're not doing off reach. What is like? This is the weirdest. And then what I kind of gathered at the end, I was like, this is clearly clickbait.
Votes.
This is clickbait.
Yeah, votes. It's got to be through votes. It's got to be through votes.
Shout out to RDC World. I'll be at DreamCon this year. If you guys are there, you know, hit me up.
Like this, RDC World is placed pretty low too.
They're number 2.
They're not number 2. Are they?
I'm looking. Yeah.
Hold on.
They're number 2.
I keep
Trey
them
Rags is number
goddamn
3.
Pop-ups. I love Trey Rags. Yeah, nah, Trey Rags is funny.
I love Trey Rags. I keep getting ads and it keeps putting me on the back of the top.
The ads keep refreshing the page and shooting
they're
me
number
up.
3.
RDC World's number 3, right?
Yeah, number 2 is Ben the Don.
Okay, that's another one I had a problem with. Because I was like, putting him above RDC World is insane. Putting him above 85 South Show is insane. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, he's Drake. Other than being Drake's friend, he's not that, like...
I don't know who that is.
Ben the Don. He does skits like Drewski. He's not as poppin' Drewski.
What's the most poppin' skit? Because I know half this list.
He does his is like social commentary skits like Drewski's are. So he'll give you like, there'll be a scenario and then he'll like act out the scenario. So like one was like the hating friend or like different stuff like that. He does those types of skits. My problem with that is I was like, to me, if we're looking at impressions, his impressions are nowhere near the people that are below him.
Right.
And other than him being on tour with Drake recently, I don't.
Well, they just had that like didn't they just do that on whatchamacallit with Drewski, Kevin Hart and Kai on the
but
show.
he wasn't there. But he wasn't there.
No, he was.
Ben the Don?
Yeah, he was there.
Did he show up in the middle?
No, he was there. He was talking to they even got it on the skit. He was talking to Kevin Hart, and he was just like, "Oh man, I'm trying to become a comedian, like, but I be in the streets." And Kevin Hart was like, "Oh, I can see that happening." And then Drewski was like, "That's what a rich nigga would say to a broke nigga trying to make it."
That's hilarious.
Yeah, it's funny.
But yeah, no, you were all right. He was there in the middle. But yeah, like, I don't know. To me, I just don't see him having more comedic chops than most of the people on the list. You look at Carlos, DC, and Chico Bean. You telling me 13 or 14 years on Wild 'N Out, you know what I'm saying, sold out Netflix special. They had a number one Netflix special. They did all of this, and you gonna put them at below when niggas people, that haven't done shit?
When people come out with these lists, we need to know who came out, who was on the panel, right? Who was the judge and jury, and then we want to know what you used to scale this.
Yeah, it's just such a weird list to me, dog. Complex knew what they were doing, though, because this was the only way that they were going to get people to talk. Complex been dead for a while. Because now that I'm thinking about it, like, other than sneaker shopping, and even that hasn't been really popping for a minute, what do they have? What does Complex still do?
They needed that clickbait.
Yeah, they definitely did. And they're making their ad money, because I can't even go through the list without getting pushed around.
Pushed back to the front, to the top. That's the same thing I was trying to show him.
Yeah.
It's fine.